crushing your dreams of wineries. Sayonara to Japan. Did you make the list for a free visa? Typhoon Yagi update. Use your nice words. Stay tuned to get the details on these stories and more, bringing you the top travel headlines from around the world now. But first, welcome to BT Travel News. I'm Kathleen, and this is your World Travel Information Channel, giving you the information to help you make informed decisions so your adventures are the safest and best they can be. We also share insights into new and innovative ways to travel around the world. Now, on to the first headline. The French word for treading is pigeage. Now, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Some call it grape stomping, foot treading, smashing of the grapes, however you describe it. It is a time-honored tradition dating back to ancient Rome and is attributed to the female followers of Dionysus. Did you know there is even a world championship grape stomp held in Sonoma County, California? Where else? Each year this happens. Now, some wineries use machines to sort and crush their grapes. However, many belong to the tried and true traditions of, let me say that word again. How do we say it? Pigeage. Pigeage, quote, is a much gentler process, easier on the bunches and grapes, unquote, says Megan Glab of Heldsburg's Rhyme Cellars. Crushed grape stems and grape seeds release harsh, immature tannins. Quote, bad for your wine, unquote, says Mario Negrarios of Negrarios Wine in Portugal's Douro region. Quote, by foot is the more gentle way to smash, unquote. Touting many benefits, the flavor is different. The fact that feet won't crush the seeds or the stems, releasing harsh tannins. The skins get crushed but not decimated, as in with machines. It's certainly a great cardio workout, and those lucky enough to participate get to wear their stained feet and legs for weeks as a badge of honor. Quote, we like foot treading because you're physically inside the ferment. You can feel the heat rising in some areas. You can see the process, unquote, says Nate Wall, winemaker at Troon. So why not lend a hand, or actually in this case, a foot? In New Jersey, you can visit the Four Sisters for a stomping good time. Gergich Hills Estate in Napa Valley, California. You can double your pleasure. Let the Napa Valley Wine Train take you there, where you get to participate in the stomp, or not, and still get a day trip, wonderful catered meal, as well as breathtaking views of the valley as you ride along the Napa Valley Train. Minnesota and Texas also offer fun stomping activities at harvest time. Of course, you'll find Piaget happening in Tuscany. The grape harvest is called the Vendemmia, usually mid to late September, and in France, in Provence region. Try your stomping at Les Pastres. This organic farm offers a taste of the old world life from mid-August through mid-October each year. And by all means, this list is certainly not comprehensive. Let me offer you one more area for your thoughts on South Africa. The Robertson Wine Valley spans 4 towns and 20 wineries. In February and March, the festival comes alive. Let your onophilia lead the way into a new and delectable adventure. Contact your local travel advisor or reach out to ours. Of course, there's a link below. Headline 2. Travel to Japan has been one of those easy in, easy out countries for at least 71. However, all of that's going to go away as they roll out an online travel authorization system, which will be in place fully by 2030. This Japan Electronic System for Travel Authorization, or JESTA, will help with illegal overstayers, which was reported by the Immigration Services Agency in Japan this year. So, what will you have to do? Basically, nothing for a few years, but you will need to complete the online authorization process before your trip and wait for approval, which is very similar to the US Electronic System for Travel Authorization, or ESTA. Japan's goal will be to pre-screen travelers before they even enter Japan, reducing illegal immigration and ensuring compliance with entry regulations, which means no more last-minute trips to Japan. If you're flagged or denied, you will be encouraged to obtain a formal visa through their local embassy in order to visit. Due to an unprecedented 9% rise in tourism over the last 5 years, Japan has no qualms about restricting and limiting who gets to and who doesn't get to visit. Reach out to your local travel advisor with questions or concerns, but remember, this isn't until 2030. But what does that mean? That means if you've been dreaming of going to Japan, do it in the next couple of years. Headline 3, with Japan restricting entry, options are opening up other places. Even free visas being handed out. Look no further than Sri Lanka, looking to boost their travel industry by almost 50%. Starting on October 1st this year until April 2025, Sri Lanka is offering 30-day tourist visas on arrival to citizens from 35 countries. These are those countries. Did you make the cut? Free visa entry comes when Sri Lanka is in their peak season, October to April. Sri Lanka has also blossomed in the areas of boutique, wellness, and luxury hotels and resorts. And as of March 2024, Sri Lanka also reopened the Pekoe Trail for visitors. This 22-stage trail currently has no charge for visiting. However, that could change at any time, so always check. This 300-kilometer curated long-distance walking trail takes you through the central highlands of Sri Lanka. My advice? Go sooner rather than later, because we all know what happens when a country gets to the point in the travel cycle where over-tourism comes into play. Headline 4, as of yesterday, here are the operational updates for Vietnam. Noi Bai international and domestic airports are open with groups arriving today. We will continue to monitor all flights and schedules. Trains have resumed services as of today, and Ha Long Bay will not be open for visits today and possibly tomorrow due to boat damage, which is currently being assessed. Some sites in Hanoi, such as Historic Temple of Literature, start resuming activities midday yesterday. Neem Bin, or Tam Kok and Trong An, is open. Please reach out to your travel agent. Make sure you stay up to date on the most recent openings and closings in these areas. It is very important for your safety. Headline 5. It's quite understandable that in this day and age of the lack of customer service, especially when things go wrong in the world of travel, and they do more often than we'd like to admit, that we all lose our tempers from time to time. And the airlines, car rental companies, cruise lines and hotel chains would claim that they have a well-trained staff that provides top-notch customer service always. The reality is that is just not true. And when you are being disrespectful to those on the other end of the line, you can really hurt your own trip even more. Middle seat, confirmed. The room closest to the ice machine, done. Cruise suite right under the late night disco. Yep. So how can you avoid this? Here are a few key phrases you should not use when trying to fix something that has already gone awry. Than that, but let's just leave it at that, shall we? If you have a travel advisor, you won't ever need to call the 1-800 line and wait in the queue for 25 minutes only to be put on hold and then disconnected. It is your travel advisor's job to work out the kinks, should they arise, before, during, and after your travels. Skip the headaches. Call your local travel advisor or use ours. The links below. Any supplier that I have mentioned in this newscast is purely for your informational purposes only. I am not endorsed by or paid by any supplier. My goal is only to give you the best in what is new or out of the way in the world of travel options. Well, that's it this time. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, turn on that notification bell to stay in the loop of what's happening in the world of travel. Ta-ta for now. Wishing you safe travels and always great adventures ahead.